Hey, I'm Fulton Lee, and I'm a breakthrough beats artist. People would ask me, like, what kind of music do you make? And it was always like, oh, it's like pop music, but it's kind of groovy, like Motown inspired. But then I was like, this doesn't quite get the picture, because it's heavy on the groove, and then it's very bright. And anyway, yeah, I had thought maybe, I think my first one was Sunshine Funk, and then I thought Bubblegum Funk, and then that's the one that stuck. I started learning guitar at around 12, and I'm a pretty obsessive personality. Before guitar, it was football. I was obsessed with football, and it was 9, 8 years old, dreaming about being in the NFL. And then when I discovered guitar, I got super obsessed with that, and I played in my dad's cover band in middle school, high school, and yeah, it was kind of like I was too small to play football. Right around the time I discovered music, and the dream just transferred, and it was like, okay, well, now I want to be a famous artist. As long as I've been 3/4 of the way sentient, it has been my dream and main focus to be an artist. It was between the ages of 15 and 19, I consumed a massive amount of music. I consumed classical music and bluegrass music, folk music, Celtic music, pop music, 80s, 60s. I discovered the Beatles then, and then I got really into Motown. Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin, Sly and the Family Stone, Bill Withers, and a lot of other artists from that era, and that really captured me. And I was really into Lake Street Dive at that time, their really early stuff. I saw them at a festival, and that changed my life. I think when I saw them at that festival, I was like, oh, this has to be what I do for my life. And then, ironically, later, I discovered Wolfpack, and they've become a huge influence as well. But it's almost funny. It was I was already making music that I feel was very similar to Wolfpack, and then I discovered Wolfpack, but they weren't an influence before I had. It was I just found a little musical match. So they've become heroes to me now, and all that stuff too. Yeah, I remember being paid $300 through DistroKid and being damn, I'm killing it right now. Right. And when I had kids, it became very much I'm a provider, and it became more financially focused. And I think that was actually a really important mindset shift. I didn't have really much success at all until I made that shift. And I just started to think a little more like a business. And I made decisions, I think, that were much more strategically efficient in terms of growth. When I made that shift, my first pinch me moment was probably when I got a decent chunk of change from DistroKid, and was wow, we could live off of this. My wife and me and my 2 daughters, we could live off this, and that was always the dream. I just wanted to be able to spend all of my working hours with my artistry and my brand and my music. Okay. Do you want me to show it, show it to the camera?
Yeah, just...
Okay. Because I come straight out of a Hallmark movie, my dream is to provide for my family. And let me draw a guitar in my hand. Provide for my family with my music and my art, and hopefully buy a house that we can all live in and food that we can all eat. And so this is me and my wife and my 2 kids, and maybe more. Who knows? And there's our house that I bought with the money that I've made from music.
Oh, dude.
That's my dream.
I love it.